Hi, it's Michelle Einstein, Songbird Song. I'll start right in. The classic song. FarOutMagazine.co.uk. The classic song, excuse me, Frank Sinatra despised and called a piece of shit. It's an article by Lee Thomas Mason. These are excerpts from the article. Sinatra pushed his singing talents into realms of popularity that America had never seen before. Starting off in the swing era, moving from smoky New York clubs to the bright lights of Las Vegas, Sinatra, Josh Groban, became the ultimate showman from the stage to the big screen, an entertainer born to entertain, with ties to the mafia. He released 59 studio albums, a singing career spanning 54 years and totaling 297 singles is the reason why Sinatra will be etched in the annals of history. Consider such hits as New York, New York, That's Life, Fly Me to the Moon, I've Got the World on a String, The String Theory, scientists are working on that now, and countless other hits, all of which changed the course of culture. Strangers in the Night, securing his first number one for 11 years, and more importantly, proving Sinatra's resilience and ability to bounce back from adversity. However, despite the crucially important role Strangers in the Night now plays in the greater appreciation of his career, Sinatra detested the song, going as far to label it a piece of shit. Taking his declaration even further, the singer was quoted by Jean-Pierre Hombach, who was writing the biography Frank Sinatra, as damningly stating that Stranger in the Night was the worst fucking song that I've ever heard. He would say, I hate this song, I detest this song, but he would do it because the people want to hear it. Okay, we've got some, let's see what we got here. Hombach's name is a clue. It's at H for Heaven, Orders, Michelle, B for Birdsong, A for first letter in the alphabet, Charlotte Church. Okay? And then over here we have Frank Sinatra, Josh, Josh, Groba, Groban. Okay? Alright, let's continue. Sinatra didn't like the words Stranger in the Night because okay, this is now Michelle Einstein talking. We finished the article by Mason. Sinatra didn't like the word Strangers in the Night because it perfectly describes what is the nature of his singing life. He is singing to strangers in the night clubs. He wants to believe he's doing something higher, something more grand. So he leaves New York and sings at the Desert Inn and then the MGM Grand. Hotel. Sinatra was a Las Vegas fixture for 43 years, from his first gig in September 1951 until May 1994. He first worked the glorified motel that was the Desert Inn, and last performed at the 5,000-room MGM Grand. That's written up by the Las Vegas Review-Journal. The Impossible Dream. There are flies in this room, so you pardon me if you see me swatting them. When they land on me, I don't like for them to touch me. They're dirty. The Impossible Dream. This is my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far. That's what Josh Groban sings. Now, we know the sun is 93 million miles from the earth, yet Josh Groban took us there. He asked God, the Most High Son, if he could marry his daughter. The son said yes. He married us. Then the son, God, told Josh Groban, "You are my son." He's a bird entertaining the sun with his tweets. Song Symphony. Another sun. Another moon. Can't look you in the eye and say, "I'll be home soon." You've been so good and so strong for me, standing by my side. I'm out here chasing the dream, the impossible dream, living up to all that I'm supposed to be, missing out on the one who means the most to me. 'Cause you deserve a symphony. Now, before I move beyond impossible, let me just show you. I am. If you want to say I apostrophe am, I'm possible. Okay? It was possible for him to go past the moon and the stars and go to the sun and get his bride and marry her. All right, now on to something else. You Deserve a Symphony. When What It Is was released, that's an album by Edwin Birdsong and Michelle Birdsong's album. The prophet Isaiah, who I had been married to, Michelle Birdsong, had been married to for 60 years in a previous incarnation. He prophesied the Messiah coming in 700 years. In the year 1970, Isaiah, then Maestro Isaiah Allen Jackson, conductor for the Young People's Symphony Orchestra of New York, debuted our album What It Is at Carnegie Hall, New York City. My friend Linda Llewellyn and Leroy Winbush of Chicago was there with us. When the album was being recorded at Jimi Hendrix's studio, The Electric Lady, Isaiah came by. He told me he liked my lyric on Roy Ayers' song Pretty Brown Skin. He is so light he looks white, but he has soft, woolly hair, showing he's a biracial like me. He asked me if Roy was singing Brillo Ribbons in the song Pretty Brown Skin. I said, no, that's Roy's line. He said Yellow Ribbons. But that's a genius line, Brillo Ribbons. I like that. Isaiah got that I was calling him a genius. and he felt defined. Earlier times when I first met Isaiah, I thought the sun rose in his eyes. I saw the white in his eye was the sky. That's when I conceived Melanie, his daughter, this life, unconsciously. Consciously. So you understand what I'm saying? When I saw him, and I thought the sun rose in his eyes, I conceived a baby. The idea. Unconsciously. Consciously, I knew if I could have who I wanted to be my baby's father, I'd choose him. He was attending Juilliard Music Conservatory full time. He eventually got his Ph.D. from Juilliard and conducted for the Royal Ballet in the presence of the British royals in the United Kingdom, among other high status conducting. It took Melanie 13 years to come to the physical plane from the spiritual and mental planes. Michael Spear was my husband. One night he said, "Let's make a baby." We had sex. We and most of the world believe babies are conceived when the penis is inserted in the vagina and testosterone is squirted into the path to the uterus, the vagina, often called off camera and away from the microphones, pussy. My period came on later that month. Michael noted. He said, "We didn't make a baby when I said, let's make a baby." The next month, my period did not come on. I was pregnant. There was a fetus in my uterus. Michael wanted me to abort it. So did my friend Linda. If I wasn't married, maybe the baby would have a difficult time and it wouldn't even want to be born illegally, illegitimately. But I could find no justification for aborting a child while I'm married. And it can have two parents, testosterone and estrogen. Estrogen is good for your heart by keeping cardiovascular tissue healthy. It also helps keep your blood pressure stable. So says the Cleveland Clinic. Estrogen does fetal imprinting by carrying messages from glands to cells within tissues to organs in the body. Everyone has both. It's just that women have more estrogen while men have more testosterone. Testosterone is an androgen, which is a male sex hormone that plays a role in reproduction, growth, and maintenance of a healthy body. www.healthline.com said that. In males, a source of testosterone is the testes. There is a difference in the sexes, as we've just described. Females are exposed to small amounts of testosterone from the adrenal glands and from the maternal adrenals, ovaries, and fat. www.neuroscience.cam.ac.uk. Fetal testosterone and sex differences. See, so don't say there's no difference in the sexes. There is. There are differences. What are the three main functions of estrogen? The primary function of estrogen is development of female secondary sexual characteristics, including breasts. Men don't have breasts that make milk for the newborn. Endometrium, regulation of the menstrual cycle. Men don't bleed from their vagina every month because they don't have vaginas and they don't have uteruses. Estrogen enables the following organs to function. Ovaries. Men don't have ovaries. Estrogen helps stimulate the growth of the egg follicle. Men don't have eggs. Vagina. Men don't have a vagina. Even if the surgeon builds a vagina, it's not a real vagina that will bleed every month. In the vagina, estrogen maintains the thickness of the vaginal wall and promotes lubrication. Uterus. Men don't have uteruses. Although some homosexuals pretend their behinds are uteruses. That just shows you they're mentally ill to have such an illusion as that. Uterus. Estrogen enhances. If that were true, if the behind was a uterus, are they saying the shit is the baby? See how crazy that is? The uterus. Estrogen enhances and maintains the mucous membrane that lines the uterus. That's from Medical News Today. What are the three main estrogen hormones in women? What are the three main estrogen hormones in women? If the females were called woman, WOMBIN, there wouldn't be any confusion, because a man wouldn't be able to be called a woman because he has no womb in his body, no uterus in his body, you understand? So we're talking about estrogen or oestrogen. O for order, E for establish, C, true, female. The mother, order, the gender. She orders a gender or she orders a baby? So that's the three main estrogen hormones in woman is a category of sex hormones. Estrogen is responsible for the development and estrogen is responsible for the development and regulation of the female reproductive system. Males don't have a female reproductive system. There's a difference between males and females. And secondary sex characteristics. This is what estrogen does. Where is estrogen located in the body? It is your ovaries make most of your estrogen during your reproductive years. Your adrenal glands, the glands in your kidneys, and adipose tissue, body fat, secretes estrogen too. That's why woman, that's from the Cleveland Clinic also, but that's why women are not supposed to be skin and bones. They're supposed to be getting estrogen from their body fat. They're not supposed to be mean, lean, fighting machines. What is the function of estrogen? Quizlet. The primary function of estrogen is development of the female secondary sex characteristics, such as breasts, which men don't have. In males, estrogen keeps in maturation of helps in maturation of the sperm and maintenance of a healthy libido. It stimulates growth of the endometrium during menstrual cycles for females. What is Endometrium. It's a noun and in anatomy. Anatomy. First letter of the alphabet. First, Nat, N-A-T, King, K-I-N-G, Cole, C-O-L-E, my eye, my ear. Josh Groban was Nat King Cole. He's the first man I fell in love with, and about 2 months ago I saw a sign that says, "You're in love with Nat King Cole." The song, Nature Boy, about a boy's nature. The greatest thing Nat King Cole told me when I was 5 years old you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. So that's what I want. So the endometrium is a mucous membrane lining the uterus, which men don't have, which thickens during the menstrual cycle in preparation for possible implantation of an embryo. Embryo, let's see what message is in that word. Eve, my baby's father. Ear, eye, order. When I see him and hear him, I get excited. When I see him with my eyes and hear him with my ears, I get excited and conception occurs. The idea, the thought occurs. This is the man I want to be my baby's father. Thoughts are things. They turn into babies, into people. Idea. I-D-E, identity first. The first identity is the one conceived when she sees and hears the man she wants to be her baby's father. Guy or girl. Oh, get. I get excited. Get. Guy or girl. Extraterrestrial. Okay, so that's the end of this little piece. I hope you got a lot of information. I hope you grasped the information because I gave you a lot of information and I proved that there's a difference between males and females, or woman and male. So long.